charmed, I'm sure. As I've said before, I want to try and push myself on these little adventures. I'll be sitting there watching YouTube videos on wild camping and watching stuff like you'll see a northern chap or a Scottish chap or a Welsh chap up a mountain, horizontal rain smashing into him, his face all disfigured by the wind, saying something like, "This is bloody amazing." And I'm thinking, no, it ain't. Absolutely horrible. But then there's a little voice in the back of my head going, I want to try that. So today, my idea of pushing it is that I ain't got a safety net. I left the van at home, so if it all goes terribly wrong, I'll have to knock on a farmer's door and say, please take me in. And I'm going to try and walk and see how far I get over the course of a day and a half. Here we go. Middle of nowhere. I'll get out of here. Oh, here we go. That was good, wasn't it? I love trains. I pretty much drive for a living, so the only time I ever go on a train is when I'm going on the drink in London with my old mates. But yeah, that was a lovely start. I didn't get off at any wrong station, so I didn't end up in Liverpool. So it's 12 o'clock on Saturday, the end of February sometime, 26th of February, and we're all forgetting. Anyway, a little bit about today's trek. So I managed to get the weight down to just over 13 kilos today, which isn't too bad, is it? But I've only been half clever, and the only reason that is because I've only got a litre of water, and I'm going to go into Storrington and stock up and get some beer and more water. I might even have a pint. So that'll take it up to the usual. I sacked off quite a lot of stuff. I say quite a lot of stuff. I got rid of my stall, which was gutting. I like that stall. I didn't bring a book to read. I always bring a book. Didn't bring that. I didn't even bring my Swiss Army knife. I mean, that's really cutting it down to the bone, if you'll pardon the pun. So yeah, 13.5 kilos is more than manageable. I think Storrington's about 6 miles from the station. There is a supermarket there, so I'm going to go in there and lower the tone a bit. I've got my drone. Whoa, don't go very high. But we're going to go down here, this bit here. And I don't know if you're allowed to wander in, but can you see that? Amberley Castle. Lunch, teas and dinners. So, have a little wander down here and see if they throw me out. Well, let's have a look, shall we? Ooh, look at that. Amberley Castle. It's not strictly a castle, apparently. I read somewhere yesterday on Wikipedia. It was a fortified manor house dating from the 12th century. It's been there 1,000 years, and then they built up the walls over the years and whatever, and it became the residence of the Bishop of Chichester. So I'm just going to pop in and have a cup of tea with him. In 15 or whatever it was, Henry VIII came down here for some advice, marital advice apparently, from the Bishop of Chichester, and I think we all know how that went. And in recent times it's become a hotel. I had a look on their website last night, and to stay one night in this hotel is £500. Just after Christmas I took my missus to Dorking for one night, just for a change of scenery, and we stayed at a travel lodge and it cost 34 quid. So that works out. You can stay 2 weeks in a travel lodge for the price of one night in there. But then, I suppose if you're going to stay 2 weeks in a travel lodge, you're life's gone terribly wrong somewhere, isn't it? That's the castle walls. And I'm in the Amberley churchyard. And that's the beginning of the village. I read that a travel magazine or other voted it one of the, well, it is in the top 7 English villages. What the measurement was, I presume it was quaintness, oldie worldiness. I'm going to talk in hushed, reverential tones. Let's have a van like that. The houses are just beautiful. One of the good things about this village is that there's no through road to it. It's literally just off of a main A road, and the village street is just kind of one big circle, so you get no through traffic whatsoever. I mean, you've not even got any like yellow lines or anything like that. No street furniture. So it's one of the few places that I know that if these cars were removed, and obviously the asphalting of the road, you could literally be walking along here as it looked 150 years ago. It's one of the few places I know that's like that. Zoom in. Isn't that special? Isn't that lovely? I used to work down East Street Market. I wonder if there's any connection. Look at that one. Pub. So this is the Black Horse Pub at Amberley. I know it well. Been there quite a few times. But for me, its real claim to fame is you can probably just make it out just up there. You see the little umbrella fluttering in the wind? It's got the best, pretty much the best beer garden I've ever been in. It's absolutely stunning. It's so good. And it's raised up. It's like a rooftop beer garden. But it's posh, it's very posh. It's so posh that the furniture, the garden furniture they use, it's got cushions on it. You know what I mean? Well, I've just left the village. Whenever I walk around Amberley, I always expect one of the doors to fly open. Someone come out. I say, you there, homeless person? Yes, you. There's nothing for you here. Now be off with you before I set the ruddy dogs on you. Damn your eyes. Annabelle, darling, the insect is still loitering. Release the hounds. Yes, Daddy. That is a great boozer. The Sportsman, just outside the village. I came here last year on a walk. Me and my mates went for a walk, 16-mile walk. A shout out to Elton, Dan, Nick, and there's another one in there. What's his name? The one that looks like a woman. Oh, Tim. So my missus dropped us here. She went to see her brother in Bognor and then came back and met us here about 6 o'clock. We'd done 16 miles, met us here. We stayed for a couple of hours till about 8 o'clock, had a few pints. We all piled back in the van and Mrs. was driving. She was the sober one. And went to pull off and we got a flat tyre. Oh dear. So anyway, we all piled out, all mucked in to change the tyre. Took the spare off to put it on and that was flat too. Jolly, wasn't it? And so anyway, my mates managed to get a lift home. And me and my missus decided, well, we didn't have a choice really because we couldn't go to Quick Fit till the morning. We stayed. They didn't rip us off. They charged a fair price for a room. and the view was fantastic. I'll just go and show you the view. So our room was up there. It's one of those windows there. I think it was the furthest one. And the view is that. There's the South Downs over there. Look. This cottage is absolutely charming. It's a dream. Look at it. How cute is that? Isn't that fantastic? It's been extended, that cottage. You can see the difference in the brickwork there. Look. So those two windows, that end there didn't exist. Look how tiny that would have been. Well, I'm dedicating this video to my cousin Jack, who lives in Australia. He's been there 14 years. I went over there, I was best man at his wedding, and he came over and was best man at mine. Just want to show him what he's missing. So basically, what Jack misses most is the pubs. The problem is, if I walk into a pub and have a pint, it's never just a pint. I'll be in there at 11 o'clock, I'll come out, it's -2, I've got nowhere to go. And I'm going to get up onto the downs after I've drunk 12 pints of Stella. See that? There he goes. Now look, a country house. Lovely. If you're watching this and you're not from England, we all live in places like that. Either that or the little village that we just went through. And there are cities in England, but there's not many. And the biggest one's London. There's only about 60 people there, and all of them are lovable Cockney chimney sweeps and nannies who can fly with umbrellas. So yeah, come to England and be bitterly disappointed. Right, we've hit a bit of a snag. I was right, there is a supermarket in Storrington, but it's this one. I've only ever been in one of those once, and it was an emergency situation. I had to buy one item, I can't remember what it was, but it took me months to recover. So I've had to go to the cash point. I had to get rid of a load of my kit, and that's full of £50 notes. Right, I'm going in. So I look pale. 2 beers, 4 pork pies and a pint of milk. £279. Still, this is West Sussex. The pub there. Another pub there. Oh dear. Right, that's it. I am done with walking past pubs. Cheers, Jack. God bless you. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. Shouldn't say that here really, should I? 9 miles in. A big bun. It's alright in the sun. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah. Happiness is a bun. Right, I'm going to have to get my poles out. I'm going up that hill. This is Pavel and this is Thomas. now for some light moaning.
Well, that was a night that could safely be described as horrific. The wind was something else. 2 o'clock in the morning, I looked at the thing and it said winds of 31. Yeah, the winds were 31 with gusts of 45. I really thought the tent was going, I really did. You could hear the wind coming along. And it was like, ooh, and then wallop. And I was just like, brace yourself. I'm like, oh, here it comes. I'm going down the hill. I'm going to be Mary Poppins in a fucking tent. It was fucking dreadful. When I fell over yesterday, I was looking for somewhere to camp and I was walking through these really thick woods. Tripped over a tree root and wallop straight down. And of course I got this pack on. I was like an upended turtle. I'm in this field. I had to climb over a fence to get in here because I was out of options. I don't like climbing over fences to camp. I don't think a farmer's going to come up here in this. It's 6:30 in the morning on a Sunday. He says to us, well, I'm going for a stroll with my shotgun. And he's just had a row with her. And then, oh look, there's Higgins. Just let him have it. Right, here we go, let's have a look. Yeah, my wife got me a present. It's a nice one actually. I told her that I needed a spare hat in case this one blew off in the wind. So, oh Barnet, look. So, she got me a spare. And I don't care what anyone says, I know my wife loves me. She's always buying me little presents like this. So yeah, I'm gonna stroll into town with this on. Looking like I've just been beaten up and dragged through a hedge with this on my head. So that'll go down well in the posh village of Steyning. Does it suit me? I think it does, doesn't it? I'm going to get up now and I'm all ready to go. Last night I was shattered. Did about 13.5 miles yesterday. And all you hardcore fellas will be like, 13.5 miles? I'll do that before my breakfast. But I'm a soft southerner, aren't I? So what can you do? So yeah, the wind last night was rushing right along through these trees, whacking straight into that tent there. The trees there, God, the noise, an absolute cacophony of noise. Anyway, look, it's morning now, so it's all over. And I've got a sunrise, that's good, isn't it? Look at that. Nice fence there. There we are, as usual. 9 trace. Packed up, ready to go. Off into the sunset. In search of a gentleman's convenience. Oh, looks like my wife had a heavy lunch yesterday. That's where I was yesterday, right at the top of that with the sparse trees. That's exactly where I was. I recognised the trees being blown over. So yeah, that was windy up there last night. Oh, great fun though. 9:10 on a Sunday morning, and I'm having a bread roll inside the lovely village town of Steyning. Here we are. Just leaving Steyning. There's a particular footpath I was trying to find out at Steyning that takes me to an old railway line. Oops. Oh dear. It takes me to an old railway line that's been converted into a walking trail. And I couldn't find it for the life of me. Just couldn't find a bloody thing. I stopped a geezer to ask him the way. And he walked me all the way to it, and it was all down alleyways and stuff like that. I never would have found it in a million years. So yeah, brilliant, nice guy, really nice fella. Thank you very much. I didn't get your name, but thanks for that. Someone asked me an interesting question the other day on the comments section of my video. Do you hike to camp, or do you camp to hike? I'll leave that one with you. Camp to hike. Yeah, so yesterday was 14 miles and today is just shy of 9, I believe. So that's not too bad, is it? I'm pleased with that. Towards the end of yesterday, that was hard work. It was getting dark, couldn't find a place to pitch. I'm tramping along, absolutely exhausted. Both my bootlaces are undone, I'm flapping about everywhere. My trousers are falling down. I've got 2 snot trails like that, and then I've tripped over a root. And before I was laying there, I think, do I really need this? And then I had to climb over a barbed wire fence to pitch up, and then got battered by the winds like you wouldn't believe. So yeah, it's been very pleasant. I think next time I do it, I'm going to check into Amberley Castle and just watch YouTube videos instead. Right, I think that's about it for this one. I'm just on the outskirts of Henfield. My wife's going to come and pick me up quite soon. I'm knackered. She's going to have to help me to the car.